Hello again to the XP Billionaires podcast. I see you've come back for more RPG discussion. Good for you. I'm glad to have you here. This is Rayfe. I am joined by Sky Knight and the Melzerker, and we have got lots of fun stuff to talk about today. But first, let's say hello to everybody. Sky, how are you today?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. Comfy cozy, ready to talk about games. And someday I will actually finish another game. Someday.
Oh
Persona
yeah,
5 Royal is really long.
yeah, you've got that. Plus, you've started Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, so that's probably taking up a lot of your time too.
Yes. Yes, it is.
All right, and Mel, how are you today?
I am also doing well. I am feeling a little bit of that need to finish unfinished games energy. So I haven't actually finished like Pokemon Shield yet. I didn't finish Octopath Traveler. So I'm getting this like urge to go back to some like games that I like gave up on right before the end and just wrap that up.
See, that's how I was when the social distancing started. And for the sake of dating this episode, that is still in effect in most places. So just so you know. But yeah, I did that and then I burned out. So here I am. I'm also now back to work. So that's taken away some of my free gaming time as well. So things are going to move a little bit slower. But at the same time, I've got this time to get a lot of it done because right now I'm in a position where I don't have anything coming out soon that I'm really excited about. Like at this point, my big excitement is Cold Steel 4, and that's the fall. So September, November, I don't know. Just the fall is all I've got for a release date. So it's a good opportunity to try to get things done, but it's been tough. So I guess let's say we get into today's topic. So it has been said that clothes make the human, or humanoid in some cases. But in a lot of ways, this is very, very true. You know, a well-tailored suit, something befitting your role as an RPG character, can really add style and personality all on its own. But then there are the people with absolutely no sense of style and wear something that is just atrocious, unsuitable for their job, or just terrible for one reason or another. So hold on to your hats because
It's time for another good idea, bad idea.
so here are going to be our picks for the this week's best and worst costumes on characters. Now, our choices are going to be specific to equippable outfits that can either be obtained in game or as DLC. So we're not looking at standard outfits that are already, on the character when you first meet them. It's stuff we can change them into. If, for example, these people were going to an awards show, we're going to find out how well they clean up.
That was a really random example.
What can I say? I'm a really random human being. So, as per our typical good idea, bad idea episodes, we're each going to go around and talk about our good idea and our bad idea all at the same time during our turns. So, in this case, Mel, you get started. So, what is your first really, really good costume?
It's me, I'm first. I drew either the long or the short straw, depending on how you look at it. Um, my good idea comes from Horizon Zero Dawn, which was like one of my favorite games last year. And it's any of the Banuk armor. So the are the people who live in the north. And I mean, all the armor in this game is gorgeous, and it all reflects the aesthetic of the people it's from and gives meaningful bonuses. And I just like games where you're actually encouraged to switch up your armor depending on where you are. But like the Banuk armor specifically is so good. Like I'm a person who is always cold, and nothing makes like pulls me out of a game like seeing a character in cold weather wearing like a skimpy bikini. Um, and just like the way that this armor feels when you put it on is so satisfying. Like you get that bulkiness of a heavy coat. You get like the gloves that are like really big and the boots that go up really high just to protect from any snow falling in them and they're tied on the top. You get like protective fabric for your face. Like it's just the detail and the style, like that you can still look really cool while being somebody who's covered with all this stuff is so good. It's just one of the main reasons I love this game because I mean it just makes you feel part of that world so much.
Well, and I think a key point here is that, practical clothing can still be really cool. It doesn't have to be boring.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like if you're going to make a game that has a whole bunch of different biomes in it, then like take advantage of finding out what makes each of those things cool. Like I think there's only the only outfits in the game that show Aloy's kind of like are skimpier, where they show her like midriff, are the games where you're in like a hot weather area. And you can see people who work in the factories and forges. Like, yeah, okay, maybe they're not going to be so into that heavy outfit. They're like, oh, I feel so snuggly in that big old coat.
Yeah, I really liked the that kind of flexibility as well. I'll be honest, I didn't do much of it. I know it was actually preferred in a lot of cases that you should switch up your armor, but I don't know. I never got around to doing it. I mean, I would just look for whatever had the best stats at the time, and then I got the shielded armor, and I kind of never looked back. I,
Yeah, once you get
I
Shield Weaver, like the game's a whole new thing.
oh yeah, it just makes life so much easier, and I'm all one for simplicity sometimes, and I feel like you need as much simplicity as possible when you face a giant mechanical T-Rex with shooting buzzsaws and shit. So I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah, definitely. And then for my bad idea, this is going to be one of those cases where like the femme and the male versions of the armor make me angry, and it's from Mass Effect 3. So the men's outfit, it's perfect, right? So it's the same outfit or the same outfit. Of course, looks very different. So the guy's outfit is like this comfy looking like cotton gray shirt, these really comfy kind of worn jeans, like simple shoes, and then this badass leather jacket. And it's if you've seen people in the real world wearing this jacket, like you can buy it from BioWare, it looks so good. Like it's so comfy, it fits so well, and it's got the N7 logo on it, and it's just an awesome, classic, gorgeous outfit. And then you get the exact same outfit for FemShep, and you get a skin tight, knee length, scoop necked, black leather dress. So like, why is it so sexual? Why are you wearing full leather for like this casual outfit? Like the and even beyond that, like the coloring's terrible, the lines are terrible. Like it just doesn't make sense. Like if this is supposed to be a casual outfit for somebody who is like a really good hand-to-hand fighter, why would you pour them into a terrible solid leather dress?
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense, does it?
And like, and I'm someone who didn't like the end of Mass Effect 3, but I'll stand by it that the game is a good game. And this is just one of those examples where it's only bad because of how good it can be. Like you didn't have to change anything; you figured it out. Why did you do this to us?
And let's also keep in mind how terrible Shepard is at dancing. So you can't really get a lot of appeal out of it either.
Yeah, and there are moments in the game where like it makes sense that you have a fancy outfit. Like if you play Kasumi's DLC, you have to sneak into like a fancy ball and you get a fancy dress to wear, and it totally makes sense that you have that. But like as an N7, it's called the leather N7 outfit, and it just why just I can't say why any more times. There's no point.
No, at the very least, we get it. So yeah, that definitely makes a whole lot of sense. All right. So yeah, definitely great choices there. So let's move on to myself. It's always weird when I have to introduce myself, but you know what? Hey, it's one of the perks of being the host, I suppose. So we'll start with my good idea, as always. And my good idea comes from Rogue Galaxy. And this is an outfit called the Wanderer's Coat, which is worn by Zegram. There was just something about this outfit that just screamed, I don't give a fuck, which was Zegram's personality to the letter. So what we've got here is we've got a light brown button-up coat with an almost trench coat like feel at the back, because the back part was actually a lot longer. I don't know if there's actually a term for that. If there is, you guys can tell me. That's fine, but I'm not actually sure. The design itself is also very practical. It gives Zegram fluid mobility in both arms and legs for his combat style. It's really nice overall. I spent most of the game while traveling with Zegram with him in that coat because it had this really wonderful trench coat feel. It just felt right on him.
I call it the sexy coat because I don't know, somehow Zegram became 1,000% more attractive in that coat.
You say that every time I play the game, and I've played the game a few times now, so you say it a lot.
Yeah? I don't know why. I honestly don't, but it's hot.
Oh, remind me to get me one of those coats.
Please do.
All right, and moving on to my bad idea. So this is going to be one that comes from personal experience. I don't think a lot of people will agree with this one, but I have to at least tell this story to give you a good understanding. So first off, the idea is the cat costume for Veronica from Dragon Quest XI. Now, thankfully, this isn't a cat suit or anything like that. I mean, she's portrayed as a child, for God's sake. Yes, sick monsters. But this basically is a mascot costume. It's the kind of thing you'd see at a baseball game or the grand opening of a new store. But there is an impracticality of a suit like this, and it is staggering. Now, here's how I know this. Once, a very, very long time ago, I had the opportunity to wear a company's mascot suit for a couple of hours for the course of a day. I was where I was working, and the store was doing a grand reopening, so I got to spend an hour or so in this outfit. Now, first off, it was hot as balls in the suit. Like, even when I had taken the head off, I was sweating profusely. I probably dropped like 5 pounds in the 2 hours that I was working in there. Now, my head actually had a built in air conditioner in it, but that only led to problem number two. These outfits are extremely heavy to wear. Now, the good thing with Veronica's outfit is that the head is actually open. Her face is exposed. So, she gets some airflow and, yes, she's primarily casting magic, so she doesn't need a whole lot of range of movement. But the reality is that she's still walking a ridiculous amount of distance throughout the course of the game. And if she were to keep that on, she'd probably have to stop every 20 minutes or so just to drink 3 gallons of water in order not to die of dehydration. Is it worth the cuteness of the outfit? I don't think so, because I think there were a couple of other nicer outfits for Veronica at the time.
Also, mascot outfits are just kind of cringy, really.
Yeah, but I mean, it doesn't stop me from putting a slime hat on somebody if I given the opportunity. So
That's a hat. That's that's not like a full suit.
let that be a lesson to any of you out there that actually want to be a professional mascot character for a franchise. It is not the fame and dreams you're looking for. There is so much work and so much suffering you have to go through in order to get there. It is absolutely terrible. So we have got one more set of good ideas and bad ideas to go with, and those are going to be from Sky. Let's see what you've decided to go with.
Okay. So my good idea is Lelua's innocent fairy outfit from Atelier Lelua. While in recent years, Atelier protagonist outfits have generally been very pastel and feminine and floofy. Um, Lelua's base outfit it is just so much pink. Like it's so much pink. Along with her pink hair, it feels completely overwhelming. This is why I love the innocent fairy outfit because it's a really nice alternative look for Lilua, in that while it's still very feminine, they switched it up to black and white, which is really, really nice on her. And frankly, her hair is all the pink she needs. It's got really cute detailing. It's almost gothic Lolita-ish, but it's got more white than I think you'd usually see in gothic Lolita outfits. It's very cute. I kept her in it the whole game. I much prefer that look for her. And I honestly think it could be used as inspiration for designs for future alchemists in the series, because I haven't seen an outfit like this for an Atelier protagonist, and I really quite liked it.
Yeah, that original outfit is a lot of pink. Ooh.
Yeah, and like I said, to some extent, I am used to that to a certain extent, but usually they throw in more like light blues and purples, and they mix it up a little bit. A lot of pink. A lot of pink. But the Innocent Fairy, and I had access to it right at the beginning of the game. It was really nice to have. Now, my bad idea is something that Mel actually alluded to. Basically, in any game, any swimsuit costumes, I hate them. I never, ever, ever use them. Because honestly, more than anything else, seeing swimsuit outfits outside of beach or pool atmospheres, it just feels jarring and immersion breaking to me. Like, swimsuits in a dungeon, it's just weird. And I don't know why anyone would want that. Like, it just, like, I'm willing to suspend my disbelief to a certain extent, but maybe it's just me, but it's one of those things that just pushes it too far.
I mean, you get a few people here and there who are really, really comfortable with their bodies. So you're telling me, like, you could walk around a dungeon fighting monsters, wearing a bathing suit, and be totally confident, and, like, why? I need a lot of whys today. That's all I feel.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like, it breaks immersion so much because it's so deeply impractical and so something no one would ever do. Like, it's completely irrational. And that's why every time I see like a swimsuit costume come up, I'm just like, ugh. It's just like, why? And it's even worse when games only give it to the female characters. Like, for fuck's sake, could you be any more obvious about your sexism?
I'm trying to remember. I think it's in Persona 3, where if you give your party members like outfits, their swimsuits, they'll just be like, "Oh, cool," and then they'll buy better armor. They're like, "You can have this back now. I don't want to wear this anymore."
Oh, I remember that. There was like a special like battle bikini or something like that you can give them. It was supposed to be called like something battle armor or something like that, and it just turned out to be like a two piece with like a couple of like metal links or something like that. I can't remember, but I know the moment, and yeah.
And there is a male version of it. It's like a speedo. I remember giving it to Hahiko and just being like, "This is terrible," and he was just like, "Please don't make me wear this." Like, thank you, game, for telling me at least.
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of laugh when the game is being self-aware about it, right? It's especially when it's offered like, I don't know, unironically, that I
Yeah,
just go like, ugh.
like I really don't like when they actually are the best armor in the game. Like when it's the best thing you can put your party in. It's like, come on, we all know this is terrible armor. Don't give me a reason to have to use it. If you're gonna make me, if I'm gonna use it, at least like penalize me a bit.
Oh yeah, or at least give me options to like just have it as cosmetics as opposed to actual armor.
Let's discuss some of the practicality of it, shall we? Let's see if we can find a good situation in which a swimsuit would be useful. So let's start. So your basic plains areas, forests, that kind of thing. Probably not, because exposed skin, you're going to get cuts from the trees, from the things you walk around in. Even if you're given sandals, that's not going to help. You're going to take some damage there.
You know what's not bad is in Pokemon there are those trainers that hang out in the water all the time, training their water types. That makes sense.
There we go. Yeah. Okay. So we've got one practical application. If you're doing some sort of undersea area or dungeon, maybe you want to pack a little light. You don't want to carry around another set of armor with you that's only going to weigh you down or something like that. There's that possibility.
Or like that beachy resort planet in Rogue Galaxy. Speaking of which.
Ballistia, yes. Yes.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
that sort of environment, I could sort of understand it. But practically in like, I don't know, 95% of locations, it's just like, why?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm just trying to speak them all out for hilariousness, really, more than anything else. Let's go to the Bannock Northlands in a swimsuit. There you go. Your shit's gonna fall off. Well, it's gonna shrivel up a lot first, then it's gonna fall off.
Yeah, you're not making it out of there, are you?
No, not at all, not at all. But yeah, maybe a desert. A desert, you could get away with it.
No, sunburns. In actual desert locations, you don't want too much exposed skin. You wear light, long garments, right?
Yeah. You're feeling like a beach, right? And even then, you gotta get like a mildish beach.
Yeah.
So there's no environmental practicality to it for a vast majority of what any world will have to offer you, especially if you're traveling pretty much the entire world throughout the game. So, yeah, this is definitely not something that's really worth it. I mean, if the developers just want to make a game with boobs, make a game with boobs. Like don't just put them in the genres that we all like.
Yeah, just admit it. Just admit what you're here for, and then we know. That's fine.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's just like make your game cohesive and make sense.
And
At least by its own internal logic.
and like maybe don't make me look at like a 15-year-old in a bathing suit, and like try like and have the camera like lick her back. Like maybe just calm down.
Yeah. Some games you look at them and go like, "Oh, do you remember that these characters are supposed to be minors? Like, as in underage people?" Right.
Yeah. Yeah, at the very least, I think Tecmo Koei had it right when they created the Dead or Alive Extreme games. I mean, they started with a fighting game that is literally just lots of women bouncing around, beating the crap out of each other. And then they moved it to a beach setting into a whole new style of game. So that can appeal to a certain demographic, and that's where it should be. But not in our RPGs, please.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so that is going to wrap it up today for our discussion on best and worst types of equipable costumes. So, what have we missed? What's good? What's bad? Let us know. Comment on the episode below or send us a message through our social media. You can find me on Twitter at BillionairesXP, or you can find me on Instagram at Rayfe. Sky, where can everyone find you?
I'm at SkyKnightXP on Twitter and SkyKnight.xp on Instagram.
And Mel, where can everyone find you?
You can find me on Instagram at FeministGamer or on Twitter at FeministGamer3. And I GM a D&D actual play called Darkness and Dragons. It's on Twitch and YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts.
And for all that information again, as well as our written features and quickfire reviews, check out our website, xpbillionaires.ca. It's got everything you need that's all about us. And lastly, check out our monthly newsletter for June, which will be available through our Coffee page. That's coffee.com/xpbillionaires. Definitely check that out, see if we're doing anything new. If you like what we're doing, also feel free to drop us a donation. And if not, just spread the word, share the love of the RPG fans. All right, so that is going to do it for us this week. So thank you so much for listening, and let's hope that in the future we can all keep gaming with games that have a lot more costume customization. We'll see you next week.
Stay safe.
Bye-bye.